Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. This is a daily reading for the weekend of Saturday the 7th and Sunday the 8th of November 2020. Hope you're well wherever you are. Let's see what we can see for this weekend. Extraordinary times, eh? Wow. Let's see what we can see. Okay. Ah, dear. I went out for a walk earlier, get some air, and there are deer, like wild deer round here. Beautiful things. There were 3 of them sitting in the middle of a field where the farmer has just harvested the cattle feed, the cattle corn for the winter. And they were just sitting there, these large, free, wild animals, quiet as you like, in the autumn sun. Really lovely. And there are lots of cows around as well, which I think is quite unusual for this time of year. There's lots of young steers in the fields, which makes it a bit tricky because they chase you. I don't like them. I'm scared of them. I went for a walk yesterday with a friend, and she said, "Oh, I used to live with a dairy farmer. I know all about how to handle cows." And then I said to her, I said, "They're not the girl cows, it's the boy cows." And she went, "Ah." It's a different matter. Very curious. And they chase people. And they're big. You fall over, you're in trouble. Anyway, enough of the farm stories. Let's see what we can see. There we go. The world. Now this has been turning up in reverse over and over again. The world. So we make it. We finally make it. That's what that card is. Upshot. More than resolution. It's like the fruiting of all the karmic choices taken throughout the whole of the tarot cycle. Fulfillment. How wonderful. Well, it's the harvest. Not even so much the fruiting. It's the harvest. Good. Right, I'm going to... Death. Okay. Transformation. Utter transformation. And transformation that cannot be negotiated away, bargained with, bribed, blackmailed, litigated on. Just, no. Bye. Yeah, bye. What just jumped out? How interesting. The Wheel of Fortune. Now this came yesterday with the world in reverse. And it doesn't matter whether the Wheel of Fortune comes out in the reverse or it's a new cycle. It's a new cycle and a new turn of the karmic wheel. Whole new karmic season begins. I don't know about you, but I really have that feeling, and it's nothing to do with anything worldly going on. There's something shifted in the energy. It started, for me, it started around the 3rd of October. I think I made a film saying the spell is broken. Something lifted, some kind of burden, some kind of or veil, or kind of, film, some sort of film that was covering everything. It lifted. And since then, it's just been, it's like everything's kind of opening. It's extraordinary. It's not the season for it, even in earthly terms, let alone worldly terms. Devil in reverse. Okay, release. Release. Release from addiction. Release from bondage. Release from slavery. Release from being held down by our own base instincts. Release. It's in the reverse. How wonderful. Okay. Oh, gosh. It's like, oh. It's like getting home. It is. It's like getting home after a long journey. Okay. The moon. So, still some sort of conjecture. I mean, this doesn't just disappear. The force of the devil here doesn't just kind of, yeah, it doesn't just depart in a flash. It leaves questions and kind of doubt. But yeah, the bottom line is we've got the world in the upright and death in the upright here. So, but yeah, questions remain. And it's really interesting, you know, when accusations, when person A accuses person B of something, and I'm getting this feeling of sort of resentment, old resentment here. Well, not even old resentment, just resentment and bitterness. And kind of feeding in to this doubt. When person A accuses person B of something, it is incumbent upon person A to provide evidence that person B has done this thing of which they are being accused. It is not incumbent upon person B to prove that they have not done this thing of which they are being accused. It's on the accuser to provide the evidence. And that goes for every level of transaction in life. And it's a really manipulative, it's a technique of manipulators to say, I think you've done da 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 da. And you say, I haven't done da 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 da, and they go, prove it. It's like, no. If you say you think I've done da da da, you show me the evidence, and then I'll answer it. It's not on me to prove that I haven't done something. It's on you to prove that I have. Go for it. Anyway, yeah, weird questions still being asked. Temperance, restoration of calm, and the beginnings of stability. It's been a hell of a ride. It's been a real journey. And it's interesting, the only card here in the reverse is the devil, because the devil is us being our own worst enemy. It's us choosing to stay in chains because we're kind of happier that way. It's Stockholm Syndrome. It's over. The Magician. Okay, so good. I'm going to leave it there. With the Magician, we see the beginnings of the creation of something new. We clearly have something new here. We have the world. Well, something. Yeah. Okay. The territory now exists for something new to begin, because something has ended world in the upright. Something has come to the end of a process, the end of a cycle. And there's no negotiating with it. Death in the upright, it is simply the way it is. It's simply the way it is. There is still good and bad fortune to come out of this. But it's like this this kind of crank wheel on the edge here. We don't see what it is that's turning that wheel, but it's gone round another revolution. So, and again, you know, the world and the wheel of fortune in the same spread. Today's reading, Friday's reading, the world was in the reverse. Here it's in the upright. So the wheel has turned. Release from addictions and kind of, Stockholm syndrome, basically, where you love your jailer because your jailer has been doing the sweet, mean cycle on you, bashing you down and building you up, manipulating. And perhaps I'll do another video one day on Stockholm syndrome, but anyway, I'm sure you know what that is. It's over. It's over. But we still have, with the moon here, we still have some questions being asked. But just because questions are being asked does not mean there are questions to be answered. All right? Because somebody could walk in here and say, have you stolen my blue Jeep? They can ask the question all they flipping want, but I don't have to answer them. Nothing to do with me. Right? And it's that kind of certainty in the self that I'm seeing here in the Temperance card. It's just like, all right, you know, ask your questions, stamp your foot, shout the odds. I'm just standing here pouring the water of life from one vessel to another, and I will not look up from what I'm doing and engage with this. And what this does is open the territory to new manifestation, new action, making, doing, bringing from the mind. This is mind into matter. Not even necessarily mind over matter. This is mind into matter. How wonderful. Right, good. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you again for another reading soon. Take care. Namaste.